I talk now?
Yes.
When do you stop talking?
Just let me...
No, you asked him something. Come on, if you're both going to talk at once, you know.
Let me say something about that communist. That communist, Dr. King, made it possible for black people in the South to vote. Prior to that, there was a poll tax. As a result of the American system of voting, we now have a South that certainly is better for all people to live than it's ever been. Secondly, that other guy that you talked about, Adam Clayton Powell, made it possible, had the picket stores in Harlem, mind you, to get black people the opportunities to work.
Yeah, and then he stole money from your own black people. Go ahead.
That's a lie.
Yeah, of course you're going to say it.
All right, wait. Give John a chance. Give John a chance.
I was telling him about Powell. I want to draw a parallel, and then I'll shut up.
Listen.
Let me draw a parallel. With Mayor LaGuardia, he made it possible for black people to get a job, to get jobs. You know how that happened? Because they were put on civil service, jobs that were political patronage jobs that blacks couldn't get, where they could compete. And most blacks that I knew during my era that so-called became middle class was because the only place accessible for them to work was civil service. So if you say one is a communist and the other is a thief, then hooray for thievery and hooray for communism.
Okay, John's turn.
Hilly, don't tell me about the plight of blacks in America. Blacks in this country practically run America today.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those black presidents we have, they've been wonderful, John.
Absolutely. And those black...
Wait, it's John's turn. Hilly, calm down.
Hey,
okay.
Mr. Out of Control, it's my turn.
You got it.
Yeah, for 2 seconds. We've got a black Supreme Court justice, but since he's not a flaming ultra left-wing revolutionary scum, people like Hilly will call him an Uncle Tom.
Have you heard me say that?
We've had.
Excuse me. Have you heard me say that?
I've heard.
Wait, Hilly, wait.
I've heard your racist pal Eli say that.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Well, you're talking to him. Clarence Thomas made a speech. Do you know what Clarence Thomas's biggest regret is now? He's so famous he can't go buy cheese fries in the mall.
Yeah, well, you're not biased either, huh, Lynn? We have two presidents. We have two presidents of the United States in a row, the most powerful men in the world, who were forced to sign legislation they really didn't want to because of pressure from blacks. President Reagan with the Martin Luther King holiday, and President Bush with that stupid civil rights quota that got him in a lot of trouble with his own voters. We have 372 black mayors in the United States. We have 3 black Miss America in the space of 3 years, 3 black Miss America winners in the space of 5 years, yet we still have to have a separate black Miss America contest. We permit lies to be taught as legitimate history to make blacks feel better. We have a national holiday for one man and one man only now. Arizona refused the Super Bowl because they wouldn't make Martin Luther King's birthday a national holiday. You talk about Nazism?
Okay, wait, Hilly, I can feel Hilly's blood pressure rising.
Just let me say something. You had a black Miss America because they weren't allowed to enter into the regular races.
That's not the case anymore. Why do they still have to have it?
Let me finish. I listened to you. Let me finish. You talked about, oh, Lord. Yeah, you talked about, how many black senators do we have?
How many what?
Black senators. And by the way, talking about those...
Let them run for office.
What?
Nobody's stopping them from running.
Oh, I see.
I bet you're going to vote for that convicted convict, Marion Berry, if you were in Washington, D.C. That wouldn't make any difference to you. But you criticize the police.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Wait, it was Hilly's turn, John.
I thought I was talking. You talk about Reagan and Bush who had to give in. Did Harry Truman give in to anybody? No, you know why?
Oh yes, he did. He was responsible for a lot of the. He was responsible for a lot of the stupid immigration that we have today.
Oh,
that's killing us.
Okay, John. Wait a minute. I know Hilly asked you a question, but Hilly, don't ask him any questions.
He broke up segregation in the armed forces.
Yes, he did.
He also broke up. He bolted from his party. Now he was a racist before he became president. He said, regardless of my feelings, I'm going to go by the Constitution.
Yeah.
As a result, the Democratic Party was split. The Dixiecrats split from him. You haven't had a president since that had those kind of guts.
Yeah.
Quotas? Let me tell you something about quotas. America has always had quotas where blacks could not get jobs and still don't get jobs.
You do not create that you do not correct a problem by now discriminating against the majority of the people.
Well, if you're on a boat and you got 6 people on one side and the boat is tipping over, you damn sure better take 3 and put it on the other side. And that's exactly what is.
Okay, John.
They're qualified to be on that side of the boat.
Sue Simmons got on by affirmative action. Is she qualified? Is Sue Simmons qualified?
Sue Simmons, John.
Is she qualified?
Hilly,
is she qualified?
Take a Valium, will you?
Is she qualified? Yes or no?
All right, you guys.
Hey, listen.
She's qualified, and she got there because
you
of
keep talking about how segregation was solved little by little.
It isn't solved.
Isn't it? Wait a minute.
Solved. No,
let me make my point.
It isn't solved.
Wait, let John talk. We've only got about 1 more minute. Let John talk.
Isn't it ironic that blacks are now trying to keep themselves separate when they found out that there were standards to live up to? All of a sudden now they want to be separate again. Blacks insist on speaking incorrect language, calling it black English. They insist on separate black schools for black males now. We have a separate black Miss America
Okay,
contest.
30 seconds, Hilly, and then I'm getting rid of the 2 of you before we have to let you join
John,
after.
I'm black. Eli is black. You never saw the day that you or anybody like you have a better command of the English language than I. Your middle name, John, by the way, is vituperation. Now go look it up. You see what it means.
Okay.
You had better not speak English too well because you'll be called an Uncle Tom and accused of abandoning your people.
Okay,
Really?
Men, say goodbye. No, bring them up. They need to say goodbye.
John?
Say goodbye.
John, have a nice day.
Thank you.
Don't I get the same return? Don't you wish me a nice day?
Apparently he doesn't, Hilly. I'll wish you a nice day. Okay? Thank you, guys. Look, if we keep you on any longer, you're going to have to join after, and you're going to take my job away. That was great. That was good. Hilly and John from Staten Island. Why am I more exhausted than if I had been doing all that talking? It's very tiring listening to them. It's 11:31, and I'm Lynn, and I'm filling in this hour for Ed Koch. But I'm going to be on like the next 2.5 weeks for Joy also. Okay? We'll be right back after this. WABC.
Ridiculous.